Hi everybody, I'm Megan and I'm going to be leading your Power of Produce Club activity today. So some of you were able to join us on Tuesday when we hosted our Harvest of the Month cooking club where we made kohlrabi fritters. But for those of you that weren't, I wanted to make a video showing you how to make them so that you can watch this video and then follow along with the recipe to do it at home. Alright, are you ready? Let's get started. First I'm going to tell you a little bit about kohlrabi. Kohlrabi is a vegetable in the Brassica family, so it's closely related to cabbage, broccoli, and cauliflower. It looks like a root vegetable, but actually grows above ground. It has a long leafy stem with greens that can be eaten, but the bulb at the bottom is usually what people eat. On the outside, it can be green, white, or purple, but on the inside, it's always white in color. The bulb tastes a little bit like cabbage, but is crunchier and sweeter, and similar to cabbage, it can be eaten raw or cooked. You do need to peel the skin off the bulb, but once you do, there's so many ways to eat it. Here are all the ingredients that you'll need to make the kohlrabi fritters. And these are all the supplies you'll need. So now that you've learned a little bit about kohlrabi, we're going to get started making the fritters. You're going to want an adult to help you with this first part because it requires using a big knife. First thing you're going to do is cut the tops and bottoms off of your kohlrabi. When you're using your knife, you want to make sure you're gripping it tightly with your pointer finger and your thumb around either side of the blade and the rest of your fingers tightly around the handle. Your other hand should be in the claw position. This way we don't cut any of our fingertips off. You're going to have a tight, firm grip on the kohlrabi and your knife and just slice through the top gently. Repeat on the bottom and then do the same for the others that you have. Once your tops and bottoms are cut off, we'll start peeling. You can use a vegetable peeler, either one like this or the more traditional one you might see, and peel the sides off, the skin off the kohlrabi. So the kohlrabi has a bit of a tough skin, so if you have a hard time getting it all off, you can actually switch to a paring knife and just be really careful. Definitely go slow. Make sure you don't cut off too much of the skin. And again, have an adult to help you with this part so that you be careful with the big knife. Now that we've got all of our kohlrabi peeled, we just sliced it in half so it's a little easier to grip while we're shredding. And like I said in the instructions to this activity, if you have a food processor with a grating attachment, you can definitely use that. But in case people don't, I wanted to make it easy, so you can actually just use your cheese grater or box grater that you have. And so we're going to go ahead and get started shredding our kohlrabi. We want to use the biggest grater that we have, and we cut them into half like this so we could easily grip the round side and shred down on the flat side. Okay, so once we're done shredding all of our kohlrabi, we're going to put it in a mixing bowl and we're going to add 1 egg. So I've already cracked and beaten my egg into this bowl. It's always a good practice to do this, that way you don't get any eggshells into your whole mixture. So I'm just going to pour it right in and I'm going to mix it up. All right, so this is what it should look like when you've mixed your egg into your kohlrabi, nice and yellow from our golden yolks. So the next step we're going to do is add in flour. And the recipe that we're using says to add in 2 tablespoons of flour to this step. You should definitely add the 2 tablespoons, but then the recipe also says to coat the fritters in flour before you pan fry them. I don't know that this is completely necessary. If you guys want to follow the recipe to the T, you can. What it's going to mean is it'll be more like a fried item rather than a pan fried item. So it might have more of a crust on it, and it might not be as healthy. So you can decide if you want to take that step before frying. So I ended up adding a 1/3 tablespoon of flour just because I thought it was too liquidy and needed to come together a little bit more. So what's happening with this mixture are the eggs and the flour are acting like a binder. So they're bringing the kohlrabi from these individual raw shredded pieces together to make a fritter. So what it should look like is if you use your spatula, you should be able to press the kohlrabi maybe to one side. And it should stay holding its position like that. This means that we're ready to fry. So the next step is seasoning our fritters. So you're going to add about a half a teaspoon of salt to your mixture. You can add pepper. If you like spicy things, you can add some red pepper flakes. If you have a spice blend you like at home that you have, you can do that. So I decided to season mine with some salt, some black pepper, and some cayenne pepper because I like a little bit of spice. So while I was seasoning that, I got my pan ready to start frying. So I've got enough oil to coat the bottom of the pan and right here, and I put a little piece of the fritter in. So once it starts sizzling like this, then you know it's ready to add your batter. So I grabbed a 1/4 cup scoop because that's what I'm going to use to fry my fritters. You can use whatever size you want, but I'm going to have these for lunch, so I want them to be a pretty good size. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and scoop the batter into the cup and shake it out to level it a little bit, and then into the pan it goes, and you can hear that sizzle. That means it's ready to go. I flatten them down a little bit and then repeat the steps for the rest of it. So our fritters have been cooking for a couple minutes on this one side, so I'm going to go ahead and flip them as gracefully as I can. Ooh, look how golden brown and delicious that looks. Let's see if the rest look like that. Ooh, yeah. Perfect. So we're going to leave them like this to cook for another couple of minutes. Our first batch of fritters is done. We're letting them rest on a paper towel to drain some of that oil and to cool off before we eat them.